Bones is my character in the film, and you know, he's the friend that you want. He's the friend that's going to always support you. He's the friend that's going to help you in your time of need, and he's the friend that you call on when you need someone. Having faith and belief in self and your friends, and never judging a book or a bull by its cover. And being comfortable in the skin that you're in, and finding your own path. And that does take time. And, there will be some missteps along the way, but, you learn from those things. You learn from those missteps. And that is what propels you forward.
It's what resonated with me as a kid in the story, and it's why I read the story to my boys. I just think it's important to preach that message to kids, that it's okay to have the thoughts that you have, it's okay to be the person that you want to be, and don't worry about outside criticism and people judging you, because in the end you'll make your own path. I have a 22-year-old, and he listened to weird music when he was a kid. It was weird, it wasn't my kind of music, but I didn't try to push the Beatles on him or the kind of music that I listened to when I was a kid. I let him listen to his music, and today the kid knows more about heavy metal and the genre that he's been a fan of since he was 7 years old than anybody I know. He writes about it, and and he's a very good writer about that subject. And he tells me, I'm so glad that you pushed me and let me listen to that music, Dad. His mom hated it, but I would let him listen to it all the time. And it's just an example, but I just think it's, you never know where your kid's passion's going to lie, and so you have to sort of be okay with the things that they gravitate to and love. And
it's a very special movie to me because, it comes from a book, and the message is about being true to who you are. Don't judge a book by its cover. And it's a small book with a great message. And I think when people go watch it, I hope that they get entertained. Of course, they will get entertained with comedy and laughters and all that stuff, but they will walk out fulfilled because it's a great message. Nowadays, more than ever, the message is still very important, and I think it's about how to do this, how to be true to yourself, but be peaceful, tolerate the others, just have tolerance. John is a special guy because he lives the message, and then he is Ferdinand, not only physically but emotionally, he is that gentle giant, and I think that was important to me, somebody that would truly become the character and be the character. When I'm there working with the actors, I really need to just do, there's no other actors with me, so just me and the actor that recording the voice, so I have to play all the other roles as they're playing their own, so I gotta have to try my best. I'm like a cheerleader, I have to be always energetic, always pump them up so they can give me the best.
I think it's really about not judging a bull by its cover, obviously, but just, getting to be who you want to be and allowing yourself to be who you are. I think it is all of our responsibility to at all times be as relentlessly ourselves as we can. Particularly right now, I think we're in a moment where a lot of forces are desperately trying to group people into easily identifiable groups, and it makes us all really averse to difference. So I think the more we can highlight our own differences, probably the better off we all are. I saw it, I laughed a lot, and it's great. It's great for families. It's a really good time. There's a great message, and it's beautiful. Also, it's also just a gorgeous, gorgeous film.
I hope people will realize that friendship is very important. You need your buddies, your homies, your dudes, your ladies. Those are the people that are important for you when you are struggling in life. It's nice to go solo like Han, but sometimes you need some Skywalkers next to you. Do you know what I mean?
My character's name is Cuatro, that's 4 in Spanish. There's 3 other hedgehogs in the film, and I play the last one, which is number 4, Cuatro. Cuatro is basically me as a hedgehog. Obviously, it's a message of tolerance and how bullying is not a good thing, and it's ironic that it's about a film. You're looking at a guy with horns on his head, but yeah, it's a great message of don't judge a book by its cover. It is perfect for this time. I mean, it's something that should have always been around, but I think now more than ever, especially with the internet and how people sometimes abuse the power of being able to reach people. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. You show up on the set to do an animated film versus a regular film. They give you food, you're in there hanging out, everybody's really chill. You don't have to rehearse any lines, everything's in front of you, the director's there in your ear, you got one-on-one attention with this director, and you just go. I think the director is probably one of the funniest people that I've ever worked with. He should have been in this film. He's really animated, he's so over the top, and a lot of times they'll just tell you, hey, read the line, do the line again, do it like this. But he's actually in your face like, oh my God, this is what you're going to do. He's so crazy. I mean, that's how he talks, by the way. I'm not making it up. He's so animated.
I play Una, a sassy, feisty hedgehog. I can definitely relate to her. I think she's closer to me than any other character I've played. I hope that people take away that we are constantly bombarded by images that can make us feel that we cannot live up to certain expectations or images that we can't obtain, and I think that that restricts us from accomplishing our greater selves. So I hope that with watching Ferdinand, you will understand that you are capable of absolutely everything and not to judge a book by its cover. Yeah, I mean, I'm a brown woman in America. I have that experience every day of my life. Before I was an actor and even now as an actor, I'd say more so. It's unfortunate because there are boxes that people try to put around you and limit you, and you have to have inner strength in order to overcome them. So thank goodness I feel like I've been grounded in a foundation of inner strength. I really do love the messaging, and so I hope people walk away inspired and hopeful.
The great thing about this movie is it's got a bunch of messages. Carlos Saldanha and the folks at Blue Sky have created this universe with this stellar cast, and every character goes through a story arc. Through Ferdinand, and I'd like to tell you that's the most important message, through Lupe, El Primero, Valiente. I can keep naming names and you'll watch the movie and see what I'm talking about. And I think that the best thing about this movie is we don't have to hit the audience member over the head with one singular message. The theme of the book, Don't Be Afraid to Be Yourself, is still very prevalent, but I think we have a great movie, and step one is to get audiences to see a great movie, and whatever they talk about afterwards, that's up to them. We all do this. Eyes are a sense. We use our eyes and come up with opinions. All of us have been judged. That's why I think this movie relates to everybody around the world. We've all had those feelings of misunderstanding, and we've all had those feelings of being pushed in a direction to be something we're not. Ferdinand's great because he won't let that happen. He stands up for who he is. Ferdinand's big. I'm not small. Ferdinand has a soft side, and so do I. I always reference the monologue in Blind Side that Sandra Bullock gave the offensive lineman about Ferdinand the Bull, but only read the book after I finished the voiceover because I knew the movie was an extension of the book and didn't want to tie myself down to too many attachments of the short story. But I had the privilege of reading a 1938 pressed edition of the Library of Congress in front of the Leaf family. I talked to them a bit before about the book and we talked to them after, and they were just so happy that I was able to be a part, and that made me feel real good.
Yes, the song I did for the movie is called Home, and it is a song basically about feeling the most accepted, feeling loved, and for me that's my family, that's my time I spend with my family, and so I got to team up with Justin Tranter, one of my favorite collaborators, and we crafted this song, and I did a few others for the film as well, that just tell the story of that love and that feeling of being who you are and exactly where you're supposed to be. And then working on this film has been incredible because Carlos, the director, is one of my favorite animated film directors, and any chance I get to work with someone like him, it's a special thing. I think the message in this movie is about not judging a bull by its cover, and finding a way to accept everyone for who they are in that moment, and trying to smell the roses every once in a while as well, and look up around the world around you and appreciate it more.